I'm so, oh, okay, there we go. I'm going to be short and quick. I'm so excited to be doing this call. So, a little bit about me. Amy White. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. I have been in network marketing for 15 years. So, I know what I'm doing. I know the power of this business, and I know when I see a good thing. And I'm a go getter. I'm an Enneagram 3. Like, I'm a high achiever. So, like, when I get in, I don't do things halfway. I like going big. I mean, I like making a lot of money, and I know that there's so much power in this. So I started in this network marketing world when I was with Rodan and Fields, and I was there for 8.5 years. And I'm just going to tell y'all, like, Delaney's going to be like, "Well, that's nothing now," because but when at my biggest at Rodan and Fields, I was making about 55,000 a month. So
Wow.
I just want y'all to know that the money is there. Okay. No matter in this industry, if you work hard, the money is there. And I think Delaney's already making that 6 months in. So I just want y'all to know that this opportunity is really big. Whether you want to build big or if you just want $1,000 extra a month, it's there for the taking. I'm a mom of five. I've got four boys and a daughter, and I've when I started this industry in 2011, all my kids were under 9. They were 9, 8, 7, 5, and 2. So I'm not an excuse giver. I always feel like people give an excuse if they're too busy, but really and truly, being busy is a good thing because when you're busy, you have a lot of network, and all this type of business is just relationships. So if you are busy with children, if school, if you're in a tennis league and a Bible study and you go to school and you're a real estate agent and all, that's a good thing because all this means is you are just talking to, you have so many different people to talk to. And so you can either choose to open your mouth and tell them what this is, or you cannot. And that's literally like I'm a real estate agent. I just got my license in May. I'm in another company, but I want to build big here. Like I'm a affiliate with a couple other companies, but where I'm planning on building big is here because I see the opportunity of where this company is going. We're only just reaching the surface of where we're at. And so that's why I said yes to this. I'm going to be super honest with y'all too. I had breast cancer last year and lost my hair, really had a hard year. 5 rounds of treatment, lost all my hair, lost all the hair on my body. And so during that time, I had 30 rounds of radiation. I had a double mastectomy. I was in the ICU 2 different times and almost didn't make it because I had developed staph and sepsis. So I just want y'all to know that during that time, I was still in my skincare company and I was in the top 10 of my skincare company during all of that. And I didn't go to the convention or anything like that just because I was sick. But I just want y'all to know that I was like, well, I'm using these products. I can still talk about it. And that's how, so I have like 400 customers. And so now everybody doesn't order, but what I'm saying is if you talk enough about something, it's going to take off. And I am not really building a team there. I'm pretty much trying to I'm just doing the affiliate route. But I want y'all to know that like there's certain things that I can't take or I don't feel comfortable taking with these peptides right now, like because of my breast cancer. So, but that doesn't mean for me that I don't see the opportunity of what this company can do. My sister was she was a clothing store rep. And so she had to go to, buy all the clothes at market all the time. Well, half the stuff she bought, she didn't like, but there's a whole nother spectrum of people that love that line. So it's kind of like you don't have to use all of it. Like I had someone the other day say, well, I think I'm going to just, I'm already using it over here I might be getting it cheaper over here or whatever. I'm like, okay, but let's talk a business opportunity. You might be getting, I have an influencer that joined me. She might be getting it for free because she's an influencer. But I'm like, but do you want to make money? Because everybody else doesn't get it for free. And she was like, oh, well, that's a great point. And so I just want you to know that, like, when I speak to people, how I've grown businesses, I've been to the top of 2 different companies. So I know what I'm doing. And just like Delaney everybody else that's on here that's been in the industry before. But I just want you to know that, like, even though I may not be able to take certain things because I've had breast cancer, mine was hormone driven. So I can't take anything with hormones. But there's certain things I can take, and I'm going to be taking those. But it doesn't mean that you can't sell all of it or some of it and make a really big business. So the way to really grow here is to have a ton of customers, and then if you want to build the business, that's just even more money. And so that's kind of, I'm just giving like a little bit of how I've built big in this industry, and it's being consistent and it's having fun while you're doing it, because you're really going to see so much change in yourself and other people when they join you in this business. So I'm super excited about growing. I'm super excited about all of the team that is coming underneath me. I've actually never met Delaney. I joined another girl that I was in Rodan and Fields with, and I was also in Savvy with, and she's a powerhouse. And so Delaney is really kind of also taken us under her wing, and helping us every step of the way. So she has been a wealth of knowledge. She's been in the industry for, I think, about 10 years, was in another company, but just saw the opportunity because she started using the GLP and lost a lot of weight, and really saw the opportunity here, and that's why she left her other company to come here. And I'm going to let her tell her story, but she is there to help us every second of the way. And I will tell you one thing about me: I could talk till the cows come home. I want to get out there and talk and tell everybody about what I'm doing. I am not an IT girl. I am not someone that I don't need all the numbers to be successful. I know if I put my head down and go build a team or go get customers, I'm going to win. Delaney has everything put in place for us. She has got an onboarding system. She has got everything where I fall short, she has, and more. So you would be joining an awesome team if you got going and you just wanted those there. So anyway, Delaney, I'm going to let you take it from there, and then we'll just start talking about the opportunity and the business, and then we'll introduce Christy, because I want y'all to hear from her too.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Make sure. Can everybody see this full screen, the wellness movement? Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, Amy, thank you for that introduction. We haven't officially met in person, but I feel like we already know each other super well. And that's the thing here, guys. We're very team oriented. Like, it's not about like, oh, you join Amy, that's your go-to person for everything. No, we all help each other out. So if you decide to partner with us, you get access to me just as much, and I am here to help you with everything. So yeah, EllieMD, if you're not familiar, is literally like the fastest growing company, I would say, in the direct selling space right now. And that's because of medical peptides. If you're familiar at all with, the weight loss shots and NAD and all these things are becoming way more popular and mainstream, but they've been around for a while. But there's not been a company that's capitalized on it. And when I heard of LEMD, I was like, this is brilliant. Like, I have to jump in on this. Just like what Amy was saying, like, I just saw the vision with how huge this is going to be. And so, as far as Ellie's values or kind of the direction we're heading, we're really big on optimization, execution, and longevity. Longevity, guys, like, we're not just here to profit and make a buck. Like, we're actually in it for people's long-term health and really adding quality years onto people's life. And what's cool is we get to play a part in that. I look at us here at Ellie, if you decide to partner, you are like a medical sales rep and network marketer. It's kind of the best of both worlds. It's a super sexy movement right now. I truly believe that. And it's cool because you are just the middleman. You're connecting people to an online doctor for something they already want. It's everywhere. Everybody and their mother is either on these things, trying to get on them. The demand is unlike anything I've ever seen before. So just know that you're coming into something that is exploding. I have been in the network marketing space, like Amy said, about 10 years now. I've been full time with it about 7 years. So my first couple of years, I really didn't know what I was doing at all, but turned it into a success story and have been able to really build a substantial lifestyle around this model. However, I was partnered with a company, I was at the top of it, that focused on supplements. It was very, a holistic supplement approach to weight loss. And a little bit about my story. I think there's actually a slide on it. Yep. Okay, so you guys are like, who the heck is that? That was me 2 years ago. Okay, so here I am. I'm a rep for a supplement company, and I got a divorce. Okay, went down a really, really dark road after I got out of college, gained a bunch of weight, got in a toxic marriage. Finally decided to get out of it, filed for divorce, got on the weight loss shot. Okay, tirzepatide, which we'll talk about in a minute. So I got on that, and it started melting the fat off my body, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I literally am unrecognizable now. I've lost 95 pounds with it. Still have about 10 pounds to go to reach my goal, but here I am selling supplements while I'm using the shot, and I had conversations with corporate over there like, hey, I don't feel right not being able to disclose being on the shot, and they would not let me, not to say anything bad about that company, but I didn't feel right not being able to share that publicly because of legality issues. I wasn't allowed. So I had to make a really tough decision 6 months ago to leave everything and start over here at Ellie. And so I'm really glad I did. It's been the best decision ever. And yeah, it's absolutely exploding. We're building, not only is the peptide space a movement, but this team is a movement within the movement. This is like the it team to be a part of. Every single day I get DMs on social media from other members in the company. How can I get on your team? How can I switch over? So who you partner with really does matter. So just know, obviously you're in great hands with the person that invited you here, but the team in general is just freaking awesome. So let's talk about EllieMD a little bit more. What exactly are we? It's a telemedicine company. So this is all about convenience. We live in a microwave society now. People want stuff when they want it. They want it fast, and they want it affordable. So when I had first gotten on the shot, I was actually paying $1,100 a month out of pocket, which is insane, because insurance doesn't cover it for most people. It's really hard to get it covered. I would say maybe 5% of people that I talk to are able to get it covered. So what about everybody else, right? Who can't afford $900, $1,100 a month out of pocket? Well, that's where Ellie comes in. We are a telemedicine company that allows somebody to literally go online, fill out a medical questionnaire, have a doctor oversee it, overview their medical history, and then our pharmacy ships it straight to their door within a few days with everything they need. So it's very convenient. And we work with 503A pharmacies. Now, when I first got started, I was like, I have no clue what that means. It's just a fancy way of saying we work with the highest regulated pharmacies in the country by the FDA. So you can trust that we have the best ingredients. I call our formula the Ferrari of the peptides. Okay, think of us as shopping in the organic section of Whole Foods versus going and getting your meat in the deli section of Walmart. That's how I like to compare. We're like a luxury brand, and you get what you pay for with us. But one thing about our products, all of our peptides are made fresh upon order. This is really important because when you hear like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, these name brand, companies out there producing, tirzepatide, semaglutide, they put a lot of preservatives and fillers in their stuff, which are, not good for us. You can see that through our food, right? Like when you add all that processed crap and preservatives, it's terrible for us. So we're very, very pure. All of our ingredients are triple purified, USA sourced, and it's just very, very safe, very professional, and the highest efficacy because they're not sitting on a shelf being mass produced. They're made fresh, so that means when you get it, it was just put together. So it's at its highest peak potency and it's going to deliver the fastest, best results. Okay. Everybody needs this. Yes, they do. The thing is, guys, I came into this super focused on the weight loss shot because that was my alignment, right? But as I've been doing this and I'm learning about all the other peptides we offer, I'm on like two or three other myself. My boyfriend, who I run this business with full time, he's on a bunch. And now every single time I try a new peptide, I'm like, great, this has to be budgeted now because I can't go without it. Once you experience being on something at a medical grade like this, It's just a different level. Again, no bashing of supplements. I still use supplements. I think they're important for certain things, but when it comes to an actual medical grade product, it's just no comparison for what it can do for your body. And it's been life changing. So let's talk about the process. Again, super simple, guys. You're going to get a link, right? You get a link, you send it out, somebody shops through it, they pick a product. Let's say they want to go with the microdose of tirzepatide. They select that, they fill out a medical questionnaire. It takes them about 5 minutes. Okay, it'll ask them about their family history, everything. They'll submit it, they pay, and then a doctor reviews it, and it's shipped straight to their door with all the supplies they need. But I also want to say, we provide a lot of extra support here. I've got stuff in place that we send a new client that shows them how to inject, that how to understand their dosing, all the common questions. But the other thing that's really great here is you do not have to put a ton of extra work into managing your clients because they have access to the doctors going forward. They have an online patient portal where they can go in 24/7 and chat with the doctor. They typically will receive a response from the actual doctor within 24 hours. Okay. And you're here to support and encourage your clients, but you don't have to be a doctor, right? Like they have the doctor. If they're having any side effects, if they're, asking about their dosing or this or that, they go to the doctor for all that. So it really allows us to not feel like we're customer service reps, and you can make a lot of money being pretty hands off here. Okay, here's some of our main peptides so you guys can see. I will tell you this, I'm a straight shooter. We have some forms of our medical peptides that are oral drops. There's some nose sprays. I steer clear of those and I don't recommend them to anybody. The injection all the way. Now, I go above and beyond. You don't have to do this, but if I ever have somebody that's a little nervous about needles, I hated needles at first, but I'm so glad I pushed through that fear because look where I am today. But I will get on a FaceTime for 5 minutes and help them. Sometimes they just need a little bit of support. And then by the next round, they're texting me like, oh my gosh, I did it all on my own. That was nothing. And now they're down 40 pounds over the last couple months and like a completely different person, right? So I always recommend the injection form of anything that we have to offer. But here's some of our main ones, okay? Tirzepatide and semaglutide. Okay, tirzepatide is the name brand, or you've heard the name brand of Manjaro and Zepbound. Okay, that's tirzepatide. That's the one I've used to lose the 95 pounds. It's what I recommend for all my clients. It's more expensive than semaglutide, but it does have two peptides in it. So it has GLP-1 and GIP. Okay, that second peptide makes a huge difference. Semaglutide only has GLP-1 in it. That's why it's cheaper. Typically, some people have great experiences with the semaglutide, but I have found people do get a little bit more nauseous with that one. The cool thing here is when your client orders for the first time with us, they get free Zofran. If you know what Zofran is, it helps with nausea. Everybody loves it. So that comes for free. That's included. Okay, and then there's a microdose version. Typically, anybody who has less than 20 pounds to lose, I recommend the microdose of either tirzepatide or semaglutide. It's a cheaper option. It's great for anybody. Once somebody hits their goal here on the product, they can switch to the microdose to maintain their results. So you're not really losing. What you'll find is people get on the weight loss shot, and I'm really focused on that because I'm telling you, you can build a freaking empire here off of just focusing on that because that's the main one that everybody is after. But you get them onto the microdose once they hit their goal, and they'll stay on it. The thing is, they love the other benefits, not just the weight loss, right? Like it helps so much with mood support, inflammation, hormone regulation. That it's one of those things, if somebody does stop it, they usually get back on it, not because they're worried about getting the weight back, but because they miss how they felt. They miss the inflammation help and everything. So microdose is a great option as well. NAD, I'm on NAD, freaking phenomenal. You guys have probably all heard the celebrities raving about it. It's so good for energy. And it's basically healing your body from the inside out. It's reversing the aging process from the inside out. Now, I want to skip over here to GHKCU since we're talking about anti-aging. This one, if you guys saw my transformation, that was a few slides back where it was my skin. That's from this, the GHKCU. It's a copper peptide. You inject it a few times a week. It does wonders for your skin, your hair, your nails. Okay. You're probably seeing that one. That one's everywhere on social media right now, too. Everybody's talking about it. B12, great for energy. We've got tesamorelin, ipamorelin. That's a great option if you have somebody that isn't necessarily trying to lose weight, but wants to burn some belly fat and help put on some lean muscle. It's a human growth hormone. Activator. And then BPC 157, TB 500, that's called the Wolverine stack. It's all about healing. Okay, it's like the Wolverine man who like gets injured and heals immediately. That's what that one's going to do. And then we've got glutathione, Morlin, PT 141, anybody that needs a little intimacy help. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Now, let's talk about tools and training. We have so many resources here. I'll tell you, I'm not afraid to invest in resources for the team. That is one thing. I've probably poured in about $5,000 even in the last 2 months just in building a onboarding website for the team, graphics, Canva, if you guys are familiar with Canva, marketing materials, all this stuff that I think is so important and that I have seen gaps. When I say that, we joined the best organization in the company. We're a part of Team Joy, is what they're called. They take up about 70% of the company's revenue. Okay. So we're on the best team overall. I came in, they already had everything plug and play, but I definitely wanted to add some extra stuff in there for our team specifically. We're team shot colors, by the way. But yeah, we have the best. We have the best because you have access to all the stuff that's already been in place. The company provides a lot. The company also will do onboarding calls directly with corporate with a new rep. You'll get an email if you want to schedule that, but really it's very, very, very plug and play here. We do weekly Zooms, everything you need to be successful. So yeah, it's very simple. You don't need to have prior experience. Okay. You're offering something that's already what people are looking for and talking about it. Even just something as simple as putting out a post that's like, hey, what do you know about peptides? Tell me all the things. I'm curious. You will get flooded with people commenting and giving their opinion. You'll be so surprised at how many people are already on these things. And so what's cool too with us is you don't actually have to be on Ellie's products to sell for us. And I say that I will always advocate we have the best stuff, but some people that, let's say you have somebody who gets it covered through insurance, they're paying 25 bucks a month. It doesn't make sense for them to spend the money here with us, but they are losing weight. They're having people notice like, hey, what are you using? I want it. Well, most of those people can't get it covered like them. So they will refer them to Ellie, to the providers. And it's a super seamless process. We get paid weekly here. So we'll talk about the commissions in a second, but weekly and monthly. So 5 checks a month, direct deposit right into your bank account. It's amazing. Here's some of our resources I put on here. So this is the new website. I'm super proud of it. Invested a lot of time and money into everything you have is here. Okay. How to order graphics, scripts on what to say, PDFs about the products and the business opportunity, videos you can send, what to say when somebody's interested, how to welcome and onboard a new partner, how to order yourself, before and after galleries. We have insane results on this team. So we have a whole gallery of before and afters. If you're new to this and you haven't been on the shot or on the peptides and you don't have your own results, share everybody else's. Here's some leaders where you can watch their social media and how they market. Here's another group of leaders on the team. We just have such a good group of people, but we've got you covered. Zoom schedule, we've got some swag, really, really awesome. And then over here, this is one of my favorite things. I think it sets us apart even more is Shot Girls Only. This is our community group, okay? This is where, again, very offhands for you. You get a new customer that orders through you, they get access to this exclusive community, Shot Girls Only. Market it as your own. Hey, I've got this exclusive community you get to be a part of. We've got over 500 people in there. It's all women, and we're all just glowing up together, sharing our wins, our tips, our tricks. And actually, you guys are here for the most perfect time because we're launching a 90-day challenge in there. Starts January 1st. And I put together $5,000 worth of giveaway prizes for people just for participating in the challenge. There'll be daily little activities and challenge, and then we'll draw winners each week, and it's going to be really fun and interactive and just a really supportive space for you. Because I'll tell you, when I started my journey, I had nobody. I joined some Facebook groups and it was all craziness in there about how insurance is this and insurance is that. And I didn't have anybody to answer questions or help me along the way at all. So here, I think this is like our golden ticket. Okay. Let's talk money, okay? So, obviously, what's great here is you are offering something that actually works. So you can feel confident that you're helping somebody. You're not feeling like, oh, I'm getting somebody to spend their last $300 on crap, right? You don't feel that here because it does actually work and people have life-changing results. So when you have that with a really lucrative compensation plan and a product that people stay on, we have a 94% retention rate. So, meaning somebody gets on the shot with you, they get a 3 month supply. Okay. The end of their 3 months, there's a 94% reorder rate. And I truly believe that because I will do anything to make sure I stay on this stuff myself. Okay. Because it's just that good. So, when you're having a customer, I want you to look at these numbers. Everybody comes in when a customer orders from you, and this is based off of selling the weight loss shots of either semaglutide or tirzepatide, okay? Just to give you an example with the numbers. So 20% is what everybody starts off at, okay? So you sign somebody up, you're making 20% off of their order. Because they are committing to a 3 month supply, and a lot of them pay in full up front for those 3 months, you're guaranteed 3 months of pay off of that order. It's going to be paid out monthly to you. So think of it as this 132 is paid out over 3 months, but it's guaranteed. So you're getting this amount. So that's how I like to look at it. I'm like, hey, starting off, every tirzepatide or semaglutide customer you get, you're making 132 bucks off of one customer. Okay. Now, as you sell more, okay, PV is basically a value assigned to each product. As you're selling it, you're growing your PV throughout the month. It's tiered. So when you hit the mark of 500, you're making 25%, which is 165. When you sell 1,000 for the month, you're at 30%, 198. Okay, 5,000, which is equal to about 23 customers here. And if that sounds intimidating to you, I'm telling you right now, I have seen people who have worked with me in the past who maybe struggled to have 5 customers. They're hitting this number. Like this is actually very doable because of the demand for this. So right here, like I'm at this level, I'm making $264 for every single client. I have about 110 clients right now. And it just keeps growing. So, and like I said, you're not having to redo the work every month. It's not like you go bust your butt to get 10 customers and then all of them fall off the next month. No, they're there because they're committed to 3 months and then they're reordering after that. So you're just building upon and it compounds like crazy. I also want to note that you get paid on your own orders here. You get commissions. So as a rep, you're making this back off of your own order. If you get on the tirzepatide or semaglutide. Okay, so you can see over here on this little chart, a breakdown. This is just an example of what you make, but 23 customers off of the 3 months, that 6,000 is being paid out over 3 months. That's 2,000 a month. That's pretty good to me, I think. Oh, oops, clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, so here's another breakdown, and these are all resources you guys will have access to as well. So you're talking to somebody, send them this this picture right here, and they can see how much money they're going to be making off of the customers. Now, again, this is based off of what we sell the most, which is semaglutide and tirzepatide. But essentially, I mean, you get 50 customers, that's $13,000 off of those 50 customers you're guaranteed. So pretty wild. Yeah. So, oh, and then I went in ChatGPT and I was like, hey, I took screenshots last night of all my checks. And I dumped it in there. I was like, show me how much I've made total so far. I have just cleared over 100,000 since July. And I'll tell you, July, I didn't really even take it that serious. I was kind of just like dabbling. I was like, I'm burnt out of building based on past experiences, and when you're offering something that's not really delivering the life-changing results that you want for people, it does burn you out a little bit. But after the first month here, after July, I started to see just what was happening, this rocket ship, and everybody else was like, hey, I've got so and so interested. This person wants to order. This person's noticing my weight loss and wants it. So then they want to become reps. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. We're building it again. And it has been amazing. And so my first month in July was, I would say, only 5,000 compared to what I was used to making because I was just not really like running full force with it. And then I hit the gas pedal and, now it's I mean, it's exploding. So you can see most of this number right here has honestly been coming in the last couple months too, and it just keeps growing. I've been adding about $3,000 to $5,000 of income to my check each month. And the trajectory is just this. Okay. So I don't say that to flex. Amy told me, she's like, we want you to touch on the money part. And that's important to me. And I think receipts are important too, because there's a lot of fluff out there, right? There's a lot of BS. But this, I want you to know, like, it's very, very doable here. Very doable to make really good money. And the sky's the limit. There's no cap, too. I showed just, the 50 customers. There's people here with 400 customers. You can have as much as you want. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to build a team, okay? There's two sides of this comp plan. If you're like, hey, I want to just be an affiliate. We work with a lot of influencers because we have no brand restrictions. You can sell whatever the heck else you want, okay? They're not going to control you, tell you what to do. They're all about you go make your money however you want. But I will tell you, if you want to build a team, extremely lucrative here. And we have a lot more resources to go through all of that. But essentially, I'll tell you about 60% of my income, 65% of my monthly income comes from the team building side. The rest is from my own personal sales. So I really do tap into both, and I think that that's really smart, and I think that's very doable here. Naturally, you'll organically have people that want to sell it, even if you're not trying. And then before you know it, you're kind of like, okay, well, here we go. We're doing this thing. So yeah, just know that you don't have to build if you don't want to. Okay, and then we have incentives and trips. I was just talking about, before some of you got in the call about maybe doing a retreat out this way. I'm in Sacramento, by the way. I don't think I even mentioned that. I'm in Sacramento, California, so live near Tahoe, and then I also live near San Francisco, which is where our CEO lives. So I actually am going to her house in January. So I would love to actually have something out here and see if she can come over and, mingle with the team at a retreat. I'm really big on like in-person stuff too, not just all this over Zoom all the time. So we just did a photo shoot with the team 2 weeks ago, which was really fun. This is just some of the local girls on the team here. But yeah, the company puts on incentive trips where you can earn. We're going to Mexico in February. There's another trip to Mexico in October. So really, really fun. And then the big organization we're a part of that I mentioned earlier, they do their own stuff too. So it's kind of like you're going to get access to everything we do on our team, everything they do on that team, and then everything the company does. So a lot of fun stuff in store for you. Okay. Yeah, so as far as working together, it's a $79 one-time cost to become an affiliate. It is an $8 a month monthly charge just for website and technology fees. But that's it. One time, 79 bucks, you get a link. Immediately you can start sharing and signing people up. And when I say it's plug and play, I know that line has been tossed around before in the industry. It really is here. Like you have graphics already made, marketing materials already made, before and afters already made, onboarding. Like you should have all the confidence in the world to go out and start sharing. We have a team chat that you'll be added to, that you get to mingle with the team and ask any questions that you have in there. And I think that's about it. So I'll open up for questions if anybody has any they want to bring up. I know that was a lot of info, but I was trying to go through it as quickly as possible.
So
Any
Delaney, what has been the most successful thing for you to do to bring on brand partners or customers?
So I think just being authentic and sharing your story. I mean, your story is so powerful. To be honest, I'm really big here on if somebody hasn't ever been on the shop before, and maybe I say this, there's a couple different ways to explain this. If you have network marketing experience, you've built a team, you have influence and industry already, like you already are not an industry, a network already, dive right into the business and let's blow this up. But for somebody who maybe has never really built, doesn't really have the influence yet, and hasn't been on the products, I'm like, get on the product right away, like immediately, because 30 days from now, you're already going to be becoming unrecognizable. 90 days from now, you're going to be a completely different person. I have so many clients who started with me back in July who are now doing the business, who never thought they would do the business. They don't even look like the same person physically, and then their confidence. So I'm just really big on meeting people where they're at. If the business side right now is not something screaming at you, start as a customer, because what's going to happen is you're going to fall in love with this stuff. You're going to be obsessed with being on it, how you feel on it, watching your body change, your confidence, your glow, everything about it. right? And then it's going to become impossible for you to not talk about it. It doesn't feel disingenuous. It doesn't feel salesy because you're just sharing you. You're sharing what's happening. And people are going to, you're a walking billboard. People are going to ask you, girl, you're glowing. What are you doing? Your pants are looser. You seem so much better. Like, what are you taking? What are you doing to lose the weight? And then it's like, oh, I'm connected. I actually have a partnership with my doctor. If you're interested, I can shoot you over some info and send you the link to check it out. That's it. Boom. So it's just from being in direct sales and network marketing, I know that there sometimes has been a stigma around it or, the whatever, but here it's different because it's just professional because you're still having fun with it, but you're actually working with doctors. Like these are board certified physicians. People take it more serious because it's a medication. So you really treat it like a real business that you're building here. And I didn't even touch on this. You guys can build or you can partner with like med spas, doctors' offices. There's a whole other ball game here of getting into like a med spa and then they just display, something about EllieMD, like a brochure. We actually just made some the other night with a QR code and then they have their patients in there, and they want to get on the weight loss shot like everybody else or NAD or whatever. They scan, they order, boom, it's shipped right to them. So you can think really, really big with this. The possibility is endless, and the company is only a year and a half old. So I like that because it's kind of the sweet spot, right? Like if you've ever been a part of like a startup, there's some kinks in the beginning that they got to work through, right? We're like past that. We're at the like part where they've got it all in place, everything's figured out. Let's just freaking blow this up, and that's what's happening. So yeah. Any
Love
other
it.
questions? And I definitely want, Chrissy, will you share, because you've been in the industry, share a little bit about your story and how your experience with this has been. I know you've been really enjoying marketing this and selling this maybe compared to what you've done before. If you want to speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I lived in Wisconsin, I was asked to be a part of a travel company, and I love to travel. So I was like, heck yeah, like excuse to go travel, why not? I had parties probably every week, just kind of like wine and cheese parties, and it was like pulling teeth to get anybody to join. It was just impossible. And I worked so hard, went to all the conventions, went to the trips, like did all the things, spent so much money, and I did not make a single dime off of that. So that kind of ruined me for like direct marketing sales. I just had a really bad taste in my mouth after that because I just worked so hard. They say it is what you put into it, but I know I put so much into it and I just didn't get anything out of it. And then I met Amy. So Amy was wearing a lot of leggings. This was during COVID, and leggings was like the thing, right? Everybody was staying home. So to me, I was like, okay, that's an easy sell. Like leggings are my thing. I just had a baby. But it was kind of the same thing. They're expensive. They're about the same as Lululemon. So the combo is like people want an expensive legging. They're going to go buy Lululemon. They're not going to buy Savvy. So I still struggled with selling Savvy. And then, Amy approached me about this, and it was just literally like the perfect timing. I am super crunchy. I'm super natural. Like everything in my house, no fragrances, everything's all natural. I mean, just 100%. So for me to even think about peptides was way out of my realm of comfort. But my husband does a lot of research and he watches the Joe Rogan stuff and all that. And he started kind of talking about peptides. And I was like, okay, well, if he's talking about it, then I'm sure he's done his research. And my stepson is an MMA fighter. He's about to go pro for MMA, and he actually spiral fractured his leg about 3 weeks before his pro fight. So my husband wanted to get him on steroids just to help him heal faster. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do steroids. Like, there's got to be a better option. And that's when he started talking about peptides. And so Amy had reached out to me a couple times. I was really busy. And then he broke his leg. And then she reached out to me again. I was like, holy crap. Like, what are the chances that she's reaching out to me right when we're talking about peptides? So jumped all in and ordered all the products, got every one of my family on something. My daughter's on the weight loss shot. I'm on the microdose, BP7 157, the NAD, and glutathione. And then my husband's on the testosterone, ipamorelin. It's just like, okay, we're all we're like full-fledged in it. And all I've done is make a couple posts on Facebook, and I've had people flooding my inbox. And it's never been that easy before. And it's just, I haven't reached out to anyone personally, and everyone's been reaching out to me. And I've already moved up in the ranks 5 times in 30 days. So if it's that easy and I haven't actually reached out to anybody yet, to me, it's just so exciting to see where this company can go and what the possibilities are. And not to mention how great I'm feeling. So, kind of a backstory on me is I have Lyme disease and I've had it since 2016 chronically. And I've tried literally everything, spent over $200,000 on nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals and supplements, doctor's visits, because they're all cash pay. I've done all the things and I've gotten to about, 95% better, but I wanted to go even further than that because every now and then I feel like my Lyme is coming back and I just feel like I'm getting the flu. So this was going on about the same time that Amy messaged me. So since I've been on all the GHKCU stuff and the NAD, I've been feeling amazing. Like never had this much energy before. Just feel overall amazing. My mood's a lot better. So I am completely sold on the product. And I feel like it's kind of helping me reach that extra 5% that I've been so much longing for. So that's kind of my story, but
I love
anyway,
that.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
It is addicting, and it's like I can't stop. I want more. I'm always like, oh, we got to order the I want to do the BPC 157 next. So does he. So Alex is my boyfriend that we do this business together. He is a veteran, and he has, some ailments, or his shoulders all in pain all the time, all this stuff. And so everybody's like, you got to get on the BPC 157. So he wants to add that one. And then I want to do glutathione next, because I've heard that's amazing as like a detox and everything. But
Yes.
all of them, I literally want all of them. And that's the thing is like, I don't know if anybody gets Botox on here. But I'm different than Christy. I'm not that crunchy. Okay. But that just goes to show you can work this no matter how you are or what you are. You speak to you, and people are going to resonate with who you are, right? And so I get Botox, and I always say, I'm like, hey, I don't go spend $500 on Botox and go home that night and wonder, is it going to work? Is it going to kick in? No, I spend that money because I know it's going to work. I get what I pay for. And that's the thing with these products is it's an investment, absolutely, but it works. There's no guesswork, right? Like people are very, very confident knowing that they're going to spend the money if it's going to deliver what it says it's going to do, and it does. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I got to stack on this. I got to try this one, right? And so you'll just find it just takes off. It really does. I never want to say something is easy, but I feel like this is just like Christy said, like it just seems almost effortless to some degree, right? Like you're just putting it out there and people already want it. They're already seeing evidence everywhere. In their family, their coworkers, people are already on this stuff and seeing huge transformation. So might as well be the person that points them to the doctor and you get a cut. That's how I look at it. It's super simple. So I hope y'all decide to join our team. We would love to have you, love to work with you. And listen, this is the thing. You don't have to be an expert. That's the one thing I know that holds people back is they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about this stuff. I have no clue how to talk to people. That's what we're here for. We have training in place for that, but also all those resources you said or you saw, you guys can use them. You guys can, send those out. We've got so much in place for you. We can do these types of calls more often too. Like if you have a bunch of people that are interested, let's all get on a Zoom and present the opportunity and talk it out, and just kind of connect. So just know you'll have us in your corner for sure. Does anybody have questions? Even if it's not about the business, does anybody have questions about the products? Does anybody have any goals they're working on that they kind of want some direction on which product to go with?
Hey,
Hi,
Jessica, I don't know if you can see me,
I
but
can see you. Yes,
okay,
hi.
awesome. So I have some questions. I've actually signed up and
Yep.
I'm a partner. But I had a couple things that because I'm kind of struggling with. I've talked to so many people now, like just like Christy said, like people are flooding my inbox and I'm sending them a spiel that I've kind of put together. And I'm just curious, like, what's the average closing rate on something like this? Like, if I've spent time talking to 50 people, like, how many are we expecting, like on average? And I know there
Well,
might be a true answer there, but
yeah, that one is definitely case by case. Well, actually, hold on. Amy, do you want me to go ahead and stop the recording for the opportunity and then we can migrate into? Okay, hold on one second. Sorry, Jessica.